Freaking Smashburger fries, yo. That's what we're eating tonight. Is that my stream playing an advertisement for me? I'm so glad. Thank you, yes. This is awesome. Just what we need. Caramel, milk chocolate, Reese's. Oh. Alright, thanks a lot there, Twitch. I love what you do for me. Ah, yes. You've never had Smashburger? I actually just have the fries left over. I ate it a long time ago, right after I got off science. What's up, Yakuda? How's it going? I was going to do a setup stream, but we're like 3 minutes out, so whatever. I did try to install the Science Alert mod. And I'm seeing how it works. I don't actually know how it's going to work. What's up, Cheese Danish, also? We're just getting things going here. I'm going to try to start on time tonight. I got 6 minutes before we have Space Academy going. Let me get my ugly mug out of this full screen shenanigans. One of these days I'll fix the side of the green screen. And that's so cool how that works. I actually had the stream previewing. I've got the green screen on like a big aluminum bracket thing, right? So I can swing it out of the way against the wall, then swing it up behind me. And I had the screen preview when I was swinging the thing over. It was the coolest freaking thing. It's like I'm opening a portal into another world. So, anyways, Dude Steel Mage, what's going on? Evening indeed for you over there. Oh, should I leave these on? Still have those on my head from freaking science class. Actually, it kind of does something for my look. What's up, Softcore? How's it going? Let's see. We're gonna do, I don't know, some Kerbal spacings, aren't we? Something like that. Sometimes I forget. KSP number 2. Eek! Look at me down in the corner. Let's see if I can fix. Actually, I need a black screen to fix that. Start game. Man, why can't it be the one floating around? Resume save, and there should be science monitoring. Looked good, put them back on. Mitsu, let's see here. What's up, Dave? No, these are definitely not Gunner Optics. They're ESS shooting glasses. Like that? Is that better? Let me go back to my... Hang on. Whoa. Hang on. Just got done treasure hunting. Treasure hunting with the spouse? Is that what we're doing? Treasure hunting? Oh, okay. That is how I walk around work usually, so... Whatever. Farming science. Yes, we will do a modular base assembling later this week. I'm picking back up. It's been 2 weeks since I've done a science farming thing. And what I try to do is stick to kind of a 2-week rotation on different topics. So we are going to pick back up with the modular base assembling. Or the modular base assembling. We already did the modular base design, but we're going to do a modular base assembly where we actually fly out to the moon and get our assembled. So yes, I have not forgot about that. That is something we are going to do. Oh, Fukuda, Gunner Optics. Now I remember. Check the stream tip window. I did in fact not purchase Gunner Optics with the tip. Science starter. Is this where we are? Let's go check. Let's see if we have our mission to Minmus out here. Got a couple more minutes. Got some time to eat some fries. Stuff like that. You all wouldn't want me to waste away, would you? ESSs. I have multiple sets of these. That's always what I've used for shooting glasses. And then I need safety glasses for work, and these are safety glasses. I got a pair of yellow ones around here too. My daughter was wearing them the other day. she wanted the yellow ones, and I kept my clear ones. The knee pads, yeah, dude. The knee pads and the glasses, man. I will not act like I've ever been in the military, but I hear that those are two of the most important pieces of equipment that you're not even issued. Let's see. Where was I going? To Minmus, right? Where's Minmus? There's Minmus. Why are there no ships at Minmus? Why are there no tracked objects? Why is there basically nothing going on here? Untitled spacecraft debris. This may very well... Mooner Science Getter. Huh. Well... Let's see where we are with this save. I'm just trying to find the right save. Muddy Unders, what's going on, Muddy? Dude, found you on YouTube, I think. If you want to toss a link to your YouTube channel over there, go for it, Muddy. It never starts with encoder, Sith. You have to be going for a little while until you're partnered. If you're not partnered, you have to Earn it every night, basically. Aw, dude, whatever, dude. Icebox coming in, bacon. Also, Handman, HVAC engineer. It's like a freaking deluge of people coming into my channel. I'm gonna start hiding from you guys. Let me go see where we are with the science. I'm trying to find the right. What do we have? We don't have the nukes. We've got the docking ports. Huh. Do we have the science lab? We have the science lab. Let's do this save, actually. Let's do this save. By the way, if you're following him on Twitter, you may have seen what I'm going to end the episode with this evening. I posted up a sneak peek to Twitter. Is Nightbot running? Nightbot. Follow, I think it was, right? Those are crickets. That's my cricket noise. Nightbot. Not running. www.nightdev.com. Go 7:59. I'm trying to get started on time. I never get started on time. Nightbot. Log in using Twitch. Join the channel. Nightbot. I summon you from where you wait. Delusion Gujin Twitch. Dude, you're not kidding. Ha! Nightbot has been summoned. Anthares, dude. Greetings from across the pond as well, man. Ah, yes. Let us see. Yeah, there we go. Wait, I think only I can do that one. Let me try. Follow. There we go. And I think I also didn't do mod Nightbet. Yeah, it's set up so that only I can do it. I think you have to be the streamer or the person with the sword. Whatever that is. Silly, to start a save with different add-ons, do I need to basically copy? Yes, you do. That is what I'm going to be doing, by the way. I'm going to be adding some things to my career mode, and we are going to be using some different... Hey, spot the station! 88 degrees, that's not bad. I wonder what the magnitude is. 88 degrees. Let me check this right quick. We may be having a station flyover on the East Coast. Right quick. There you go. Let's see here. Spot the station. By the way, if you don't have this, I have this great freaking app called ISS Detector. Softcore. Thanks for the follow, man. We're just getting set up here. ISS Detector. I can't really show it to you, but this freaking app for Android called ISS Detector. That's so freaking cool. It basically alerts you when the station's 1.5 past at 88 degrees. That's not too bad. That's Muddy Unders. That's actually great, dude. Could you send me a message or something? That would be really cool because I always have to open like 15 different freaking things, and it's really annoying. That is not a bad pass. 88 degrees. 1.5. Anyways, well, tomorrow's even better, man. Tomorrow on the East Coast, we're going to have a pass of the ISS at 6:24 p.m. Magnitude -3.6. The thing looks like a plane going over. If you've never seen the ISS pass, you should download this ISS. It's called ISS Detector. ISS Detector app. It's on Android, and it tells you exactly when to go outside and where to look in the sky to see the ISS go over. Barring clouds, dude, it's freaking nuts. The ISS looks like a plane. Whenever you get above about 1.5, it looks like a plane, and she's 3.4 on the East Coast tomorrow. 51 degree pass, -0.4. Yeah, it's going to be a really good ISS pass on the East Coast tomorrow. I had them on from work, and I didn't. I just left them on, and then somebody told me to leave them on, so leaving the glasses on. Trying to switch it up a little bit. What is it? It is 8:02. We are. Let's go see if we've got ships here. People just coming in. Let me do a couple more checks here. I think I've got that. Nightbot, check. We should do go. Nightbot, go. No board, go. T-board, go. Stream tip alerter, go. Channel, go. Chat with highlight, go. Chat without highlight that I can actually read, go. Because see, when I do this, it actually scrolls the chat up and down. So I have another chat window that I can actually read. Hey, excellent. I will do that. Dude, Irish! What's going on? Caboose! Also, what's going on? Getting set up here. Caboose! What do I do for a living? What I was doing earlier today was I was doing science experiments for kids at an after-school program. So I've actually got a box of science experimenty sort of stuff. I work for a company called Mad Science, and I go around to different elementary schools and I do science demonstrations for them. So the entire thing is to entertain the kids and get them a little bit interested in science. That's like the entire thing. I wish I could do it for like a Kerbal Space Program, but that would be hard with, you know, 20 kindergarten kids sitting in a class and me like playing Kerbal Space Program. They'd be like, oh my god, crash it. That may be a little bit much. They need a little bit more kinetic sort of hands-on engagement. So that's what I was doing earlier. That's just a part-time gig. I would like to do streaming as the other part of the gig, but that's why I have the safety glasses on. It's part of my getup, and I just left them on. Whatever. Sentis Thentiman. Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. In fact, speaking of Kerbal Space Academy, do we have any ships on here? Minmus Science Upgrader, Minmus Science Getter. Let's have a look at this right quick and see what this ship is. Maybe I'll just start it from scratch. That looks hideous. Kind of cool, but hideous. That's not what I want at all. That's definitely not what I wanted. Minmus Science Upgrader. Let's go have a look at that puppy. See what she is. Drink some delicious Dr. Pepper. Been a while since I've had any Dr. Pepper this evening. I actually tweeted at Dr. Pepper last night. Hashtag Dr. Pepper. I wonder if they saw it. Oh, you've heard Mad Science in San Antonio, Irish? That's awesome. It's a really cool, I mean, it's a really freaking cool job, man. It's a really good job. I mean, I feel good. It doesn't pay much, right? It doesn't cover the rent or anything like that, but going around and getting kids interested in science, dude, it's so freaking cool. That's all I gotta say. The kids have fun with it. I really don't know what else to say. The kids have fun. I have fun. I mean, just to see like the kids being like, "Oh my gosh, how did you do that?" And it's like, it's a polymer, it's polyacrylate, it absorbs water like in diaper. And they're like, "Oh my gosh!" And you're like, "That's what I did today." I was doing it was the illusion of science, and it was magic tricks explained by science. So yeah, it was really cool. We had the trick. I wish I had some of my stuff here. I'd do a trick for y'all. Honestly, I would totally. There's like 3 cups, and they're opaque cups, so you can't see through them, right? And you put this polyacrylic polymer, like a absorption powder in one of them. It looks like sugar. It's not actually sugar. And you pour water in one of the cups, and you're like, "Oh, I have water in a cup." And then you pour water in another cup, and you're like, "Hey, I have water in this cup." And you pour it back and forth a couple times. And then you pour it into the 3rd cup, which has the absorption powder, the polyacrylic in it. And then you're like, "Oh, I got water in this cup." And then you dump it over a kid's head, and no water comes out. And they're like, "Oh my god, where'd the water go? It has a hole in it, evaporated." And I was like, "No, it's science." Anyways, you know what we are missing? We don't have the KSP music, which I'm not too concerned about. So I'm just going to go. Anyways, I think we've got people coming in. Let me check the channel. That's not you. That's the right click bug. Okie dokie. Make 12 doing Facebook support. Facebook support? Facebook support. Dude, Fukuda, I'm going to keep tweeting at him. Maybe they'll send me a cease and desist because I used the Dr. Pepper logo on the can. In fact. Aha! The Dr. Pepper fuel tank. Right there. I've got a download set up for this. You'll be able to download it. I'm going to have to figure out, make sure I have it unlocked in R&D. At the end of the session, you stay around to the end of the session, I'll give you the link for the download of the Dr. Pepper fuel tank. I think is the beginning of my free play tonight. It's actually SSTO in a Dr. Pepper can. Can I unlock it? Let me go see if I can unlock it. I may have hosed something. Perhaps. Sitherly, I am going to begin using that sort of stuff in my career save. So my career mode, Das Valdezi, I'm going to have 2 KSP installs, and I have different mods in each. So I'll have the one that I use. I'll get back to that. I'm going to have one that I use for Kerbal Space Academy to keep it simple, to keep it accessible to people, just really the informational mods. Then I'll have one a little bit hardcore that we can do that we can do with our career saves, so we have a little bit more information. I want to get Carbonite installed. I want to get Near or Far installed. I want to start doing that stuff because it's really interesting. But I am going to wait till 2.5 comes out. Then I'll have 2 different career saves, one for KSA and one for my own career sort of deal. 2 different KSP installs, I should say. Let me see here. Can I unlock? I don't even know where to unlock the Dr. Pepper can. How do you unlock the Dr. Pepper can? Wouldn't it say... There. Aha! we have to unlock the Dr. Pepper can. How cool is that? It's apparently you get it right out of the gate. Let's unlock it. Research. Excellente. That's what I wanted to do. I can unlock the Dr. Pepper can. So ridiculous. Really, Caboose watched my Space Plane 102 and made your cargo plane a lot more stable. Dude, good to hear. That's the entire point, and I love to hear people give me success stories. From watching KSA, we did a Kerbal Space Academy help desk last night, and the concept with that was just people coming in and asking questions. We did all sorts of stuff, just unplanned asparagus staging, docking. We made a Gunstar-enabled, kind of a Gunstar-inspired ship. We did a mission out to Lathe. Apparently, Bob is stranded on Lathe right now because he's a little bit short on Delta V to get off of Lathe. So, see, check it out. That is so freaking cool. It's a freaking Dr. Pepper can. I almost need this skin, right? The miniature Dr. Pepper can. Maybe we could have different size. Could we make this a 3-liter? 2-liter? I need a .mu file, a model file for a Dr. Pepper can. Anyways. So, it's time to get started. It's 8:10. We've hung out for about 10-15 minutes. Yes, Muddy Unders. We are going to get a launch here very soon. In fact, is there anything I can just launch for you? I can't launch this guy. I got to do the Dr. Pepper at the end. Ooh, it's gonna take me a second to prepare this for launch, Muddy Unders. And it is going to take me just a little bit of a minute here. Let me do this. Gives a washing machine. Yes, I have seen that. Let me do the intro. Let me prep this for lunch really quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the lifter. I'm going to get this into space. Muddy Unders, my boy, is here in the channel. I want to see if I can really go fast for Muddy here. This is Kerbal Space Academy. I'm Dos Valdez. The entire purpose of Kerbal Space Academy is I'm here live to do Kerbal Space Program. I'm going to go over a specific topic. This evening it's going to be farming sites on Minmus Part 2. We've already made a ship to go out to Minmus. We need to get it to Minmus. We're going to do lots of hops. I've got a new mod installed, like with the Science Alerter mod. So I'm going to go over farming sites on Minmus. If you haven't seen Kerbal Space Academy before, I do all sorts of different topics. Space planes, space stations, lunar landings, my first orbit, rendezvous and docking, interplanetary transfers. Jeez, I don't even know. I do focuses on mods, real shoots, and debris recovery, and all that sort of stuff. Kerbal Engineer. We're going to be doing one with the atmospheric trajectories as well. I'm talking to the creator of atmospheric trajectories. But this is Kerbal Space Academy, going over farming on science. I'm live. I don't have a script. I make it up as I go. And the entire point is I want you to ask me questions. I want you to see some things that you might not have thought of. I want you to ask me questions if you don't understand something that I'm doing. The entire point of the Academy is to help you be badass at Kerbal Space Program. A lot of times it's really intimidating. It's like, oh my gosh, look at all this crazy stuff that all these crazy guys are doing. It's not that hard. There's some really basic concepts, and once you get the basic concepts, you can do a lot of the stuff yourself. That's the entire point of these streams. So, 2 ways to get my attention in chat. Number 1, you can say the word DOS. You've seen it over and over again in chat already. Up there you see Caboose211 said, so DOS, did you get your tweet? Caboose, I did get your tweet. I haven't answered it yet. Eek. But if you say the words DOS, D-A-S in chat, it'll highlight it in red. That will let me know that there's somebody trying to get my attention. I might not be able to answer right away, but at certain times when I have a scene change, when I have a time warp, I'll scroll back through the chat and get caught up. The other thing that you could say is question. You can say, I have a question. You could say question with a colon. You could just say, here's a question, or whatever. That'll also highlight it in red. Do that. If you have something that you want me to answer, if you have a question for me or something like that, go ahead and type DOS or type question in the chat. That'll highlight it. I'll come back to it. Don't abuse it. It's not hard for me to click STFU. I've got a button that says that on it. So, I totally appreciate everybody hanging out. Anyways, this is Kerbal Space Academy. Tonight we're going out to Minmus to farm some science using some stuff. Everybody that's coming in, I think I've missed quite a few names. Cooter Baggins, Bacon, Porncar, Muddy Unders, da-da-da-da-da. I don't even know what that was. Sitherly. Silverack, what's going on? Dave Ryder with a link there. Holy, is that an A1 Abrams tank in a cargo plane? What the deuce? Claude Henry Smoot. Did I miss anybody else? I don't know. I'm scrolling through chat. Mitsushiki, T-Game. Everybody, if I missed you, CLP. Also, what's going on? Quantitas Letales. That's got to do something. That's totally got to do something. Alex 050950 whatever. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. Let's get going. Muddy Unders needs a launch. Last time we designed a science ship, and I'll talk a little bit about the science ship we designed. We have a science career mode here, and we do not have everything unlocked yet. We went through some science missions. We did a little solar orbit mission. I think we went out to the moon, a mooner flyby, got some mooner biomes. We did a science rolling pin, and we rolled around the fab. Got some science from that. But we have a science thing here where not everything is unlocked. Our mission for this evening, should we choose to accept it, should you choose not to close the window, I'm going to do it whether you're here or not. The mission for this evening will be to get out to Minmus and get more science to unlock more stuff, and we'll be going over some techniques for doing that. So, back to the Vab. We are going to need to prepare this ship for launch, and we are going to send her on her merry out to Minmus. And, what's up, Brain Fright? Also, we're going to send her on her merry out to Minmus. We've got a couple things going for us already, right? We've got the Science Lab. The Science Lab, OP. It is one of the more overpowered parts in the game when it comes, it's the most overpowered part in the game when it comes to farming science. This is going to mean that I only have to carry one or two of these experiments, specifically the goo containers and the science juniors, and each time I return to the ship, I will be able to clean them out and use them again. I'm not going to have a pod, a goo junior or a science junior, a goo junior. I'm not going to have a science junior for every single biome that I need to get off Minmus. I'm just going to have this one lander. We're going to hit every biome on Minmus. We're going to get every bit of science that we can from it using this one ship. That's what we're going to do. So, we also have a couple other cool things. We don't really... that was the upgradable comma ray. I'm not sure I'm going to leave that on there. This was an upgradable science package. The concept was we have these little Campbelltron Juniors. We don't have all the stuff unlocked yet. I don't have a gravioli. I don't have that sort of stuff. I want to be able to retrofit this craft with a gravioli in the future, but I can't do it right now. So right now I've got this weird looking little hat on it with a science junior, or sorry, it's Campbelltron Junior, and it's got a probe core on it. We are going to be replacing that with better science parts when we get to it. So, let me see here. I'm not in love with this. I'm really not in love with this part over here. I'm not going to lie, but it's not that important. We'll just leave it there for now. This ship is ready to go. I think the last thing maybe to point out on it is the... Did I put lights on it? I better put lights on it. Do I have lights? Lights, lights, lights. No lights. Let's put a light on it right quick. Then let's build a kicker. Let's build a lifter. If you've been in my other sessions and you know the... Do I not have lights? No. Okay, I do have lights. Whew! That would have been embarrassing. Let's put lights on it. Like that. Does the lander have lights on it? The lander doesn't even have lander legs yet. That's okay. It's got a little bit of RCS, got a little bit of that action. Does it have a ladder? It doesn't even have a ladder yet. Wow. That is a very bare bones. Does it have power generation on it yet? It doesn't even have power generation. That's no bueno. We better do that right quick, or we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in serious trouble without power generation. We've got RCS. We have RCS storage. How much in the pod? 10 monoprop. I better be able to dock with 10 monoprop, I tell you that much. Eek, that'll be embarrassing if I can't. Landing legs are for suckers and old people, says Quantitas Latalas. I don't even know what that means. Let's see here. What else are we doing? Ooh, good idea. Upgradable ship. We did an entire Kerbal Space Academy session on an upgradable ship. This ship is going to stay on station out around Minmus. We are going to send her a package to upgrade her. And Zogs, what's going on? When we're able to unlock more parts, we will do that. We'll get it done. Anything else? Anything else? I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Remember, I'll explain the last trick here, right? We've got these goo juniors. We don't have landing legs. Where's utility? We have this heavy landing leg installed. Remember, the goo juniors, crash tolerance of 12 meters per second. The landing legs, crash tolerance of 12 meters per second. So this ship does have landing legs. The landing legs are made of goo containers, not goo juniors. Why do I keep saying goo juniors? They're not goo juniors. They're goo containers. So anyways, let us get on out there. Yeah, we're going to ship fuel out. We're going to do all sorts of stuff. You got it right, Softcore. Let us build a lifter for this. We need to get her out to Minmus. Notice all the docking ports. Docking ports out the wazoo. That is the point of this. Do I have any power generation on here? I've got those solar panels. Do I have any bigger solar panels? I do not. That's annoying. That's okay. We're going to get this done. So, if you knew the statistics, did anybody? Anybody? Class, class. Silver acti, dude. If it looks dumb but it works, it ain't dumb. I'll turn the music on here as soon as I get out to a. What does it mean, cuantitas or cuantitas? If it's I'm pronouncing it like it's Spanish. What does it mean? Let's see here. If it looks stupid and it's dumb, that's not even right. That's not even close to right. What else do we have? We've got this. I'm actually going to go with this. Excellent. We'll strut that puppy in. We need a kicker stage. Rules on the kicker stage. Wow, it's going to be hard. I don't have all the parts. I don't even have the big fuel tanks yet. I have the mainsail, but I don't have the larger. I can't use that as a kicker. Here, we can just put these together. You know we're going to get it done. Rules on the kicker stage. Do I even have... Where's my... There we go. Kerbal Engineer. Let's toss a Kerbal Engineer on here. Luckily, you unlocked that right away. There's a Kerbal Engineer pod. Thoop. Excellent. That's going to tell us what we got. Is that atmospheric mode? That's great. Okay. Let's go ahead and shut those tanks down. We should be good. Is this guy going to have Delta Vs? I'm going to have to see. It's counting him as a separate stage or something. We'll have to see with that. We will look at it. I am trying to get this... Ooh, that was bad. I'm trying to get this launch done for my buddy Muddy Unders. Hey, that actually rhymes. Well, now. Let's just strut this puppy in right quick. Just going to put 4 up. Like that. Maybe we can do some more struts out to the engines or something like that. I'm not particularly happy with the way that looks. This kicker stage, we need the kicker stage to... Alright, just do that number. Those thingies, those are the engines on the pods, aren't they? Aha, that's not right. We need this to be here. And we need the separator to be there. Out freaking standing, that looks so much better. Aha, so, 0.14, that's terrible. Honestly, that's... What are these that are even turning on? Oh wow, those go up there too. Those are our lander engines. Okie dokie, so we need some engines here on the side. What do I have? I'm going to have to piece this together, and this kicker is not going to be the greatest kicker in the world. It is just going to be a tribute. Is this going to be enough? Wow, that's not enough at all. Calvin Wynn, actually. Calvin Wynn, what's going on? Thanks for the follow. Thanks for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. We are doing farming science on Minmus this evening. We are going to go out to Minmus. We are going to get some science. We're going to use that science to unlock more parts. Then we're going to upgrade the science vessel so that we can get more science. 142, 1346 in the tank. That's pretty close. I think with my limited parts, I think I'm going to be okay with that. So let us put another one of these puppies in. That Dr. Pepper fuel tank keeps getting my eye. That looks like an outstanding kicker. At least we've got mainsails. Something happened and we went straight to mainsails for some reason. Let's see what the mainsail says. Everybody knows the rule for the kicker. 1.7. 2,500. That's nowhere near enough. We're going to need more. If that doesn't work, use more mainsails. Ah, come on now, girly. There we go. How does that look? 2,500 with a 2.23 on the pad. That's not bad. I could actually add a little bit more fuel to the kicker stage and call it a day. 24 to 15.4, 1.32 on the pad. That's a little bit too much. You know me. I'm actually not even going to stage those things. I am just going to keep it simple. I'm going to thrust limit these puppies. Ooh, I got to thrust limit everything, don't I? Let's just try 80% on all engines and see how that works. 80% thrust on all engines is 1.82. Let's try 78. You know that I'm going for that 1.7 on the pad. It makes my launch profile so much easier. Was it 78 I did? 76, actually. That should do it to us. 76, 1.73 on the pad. Almost 2,400 there. 1541, total of 4,000 there. We're not in atmospheric mode. This lifter, she looks bueno. That's all we really need. I think the last thing I might do... That. Alright, all that's good. Just for giggles. I don't know if you've ever done this, but you can totally do this. Those aren't really staged anything, but if you want to strut stuff to it, it's a good way to do it. Can't I do one of these and just make it look like... Yes! Outstanding. That's going to give us just a little bit more support. 2x symmetry, please. There we go. Perfect. And to reduce the weeble wobble, I'm also going to do, I think, 2x symmetry from here down to here. That's on the science ship. I don't want extraneous struts. Oh, look, if I did this, it should work. If I just go like that, I should get struts in all directions. Yes, I did. So I've got the 4x strutting, 2 to the engines, 2 to the main body. That looks good. I mean, this is a little bit weak. We're actually just holding her up with struts because there ain't nothing in there. Let's find these things right quick. And when it's time to light those engines, we're going to blow those stages. So, do I even have launch clamps? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's put some launch clamps on her. There's a launch clamp. If you think I'm blowing by this a little bit quickly, I do Kerbal Space Academy sessions specifically on... Do we have RCS storage on there? We do not. Ooh, buddy, we need some RCS storage on there. If you think I'm blowing through the design of the lifter, the kicker and the lifter stage a little bit quickly, I do specific Kerbal Space Academy sessions on lifter design and on getting to space, and I have a kind of method that I go over and over again. If I'm going a little bit fast, join me for one of those, but I'm using the same techniques I go over in my other streams. So I'll go into them in a lot more depth if you join me for one of them other streams. Let's do that number. Let's do that number, and then I said I needed some RCS storage. A little dabble D, I guess that's gonna be what we need to use. That will be fine for now. That will be just fine, thank you. 2.7 throws away. Looking good. All right, Muddy. I don't know if you had to go, man, but let's see here. Save. I'm not in career mode, but I am in science mode at least. So at least we get something for the science, and we're gonna be unlocking the rest of that stuff. Did I miss anything? Anyone? Did I miss anything? This is the best power generation I've got right now, and it ain't that great. We've also got some power generation on there. We're just going to have to rely on that because I have almost nothing unlocked, right? And I'll go over. When I go to unlock some more stuff, I'll show you what I ran for. Why did I put those there? Because I don't like them. They're teeny tiny. And I'm going to get rid of those engines and upgrade them to more better engines. So that's why I put those on there. Anything else? I think we're good. If I missed anything, I'm going to check the chat right quick. Aerodynamic nose cones. I don't think we need them today because of this. We're fine. We don't need to be aerodynamic today. I don't even know if I have them. Tends to be more efficient to get it up. I like where this is going. Yes. Let us see. Muddy Unders is here. Whew, okay. Silverack. She's not coming back. She's going to stay on station. I do have chutes, and I'll explain where the chutes are. I've got chutes up here somewhere. A piece of the ship's going to come back, so we can recover the science, but not the entire vessel. Check this out. Crew. Mobile Processing Lab. Bill, Bob, and Jed. I don't know what's up with Bob and Jed out there. Whatever, let's send them. There you go. One of the tricks with the Science Lab, the Science Lab doesn't autofill crew, so it is very likely that I had launched this with just Jeb in the pod, no one in the Science Lab. It's a problem. It's a definite problem. Let's get on out to the launch pad, though. Always, if you're using that Science Lab, make sure you shove crew into it, or else you're going to have to watch one of my SSTO sessions, design a space plane, do a separate mission, and transfer your crew up. Ding! I need like a ding, like a smiling ding thingy. Yes, I forgot my Mickey Mouse ears. We already have the Mickey Mouse ears installed. TAC is not standard, yes. Big Chevy, C30. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. We're going to space today. Ooh, that must be the shiny new science alerter thing. I've never used it before. I have never used it before. So that will be interesting to see. They're not, Fukuda. You'll see what they are. You'll see what they are. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Typical launch profile. Throttle up. Panel lock. Flight engineer engaged. SAS engaged. SAS is pressing T. Throttling up is holding down shift. Panel lock means click on that. With that, Jeb is go for space. Let's check and just make sure we got crew in here. Operational because Bill and Bob are in the crew. So let's get this done. Staging check. 3, 2, 1. Let there be space. Let there be space. No clue what happened. So anyways, everybody, we're going for a typical launch profile. The same profile that I hammered into your heads at boot camp over the weekend. The same profile that I did yesterday during the help desk. The same profile that I do on the Kerbal Space in-depth My First Walk-It casts. It's the same launch profile. Checkpoint 1, 5,000 meters, 150, 160 meters per second. We know we're going to do that because we had 1.7. We tuned those mainsails to 1.7 thrust to weight in the VAB, so I can drink Dr. Pepper while this baby flies. The only thing I can't do is talk and drink Dr. Pepper at the same time. I can also check chat while she flies, because we already pre-tuned those engines in the VAB. Johnny Carinos, I see what you did there. What do we kick for panel lock? You click the little, yeah, this little icon right up here. You click that guy. Buck 60, 5,000 feet. Check. Unattended rocket launch. It's like Kerbal OS. Next checkpoint, 10,000 meters. Going 260. We'll be going a little bit faster than that. That's okay. Space. Space for days. The little fuel. Yeah, thanks, T-Game. Little fuel tank at the top right. 83. Going to space. Space, 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 space. Going a little fast there. That's okay. 10,000 we start our gravity turn. That means Weebles. They weeble and they wobble, but I hope she doesn't fall down. She's okay. We just do the gravity turn over to the side here. She doesn't even have reaction control on her. Yeesh. I don't like that at all. We'll have to see how that works. This craft may be a little difficult to fly. We kick her over, 45 degrees on the nav ball, not that 45. Pointed at where it says 90. That's 90 degree heading at a 45 degree angle. Check out that angle, that sweet, sweet angle action. Burn until this gets to 50. Goodbye stage, you have done us well. We need to burn until this right here gets us up to 50. Once it gets to 50, click on this speedy thingy right here, the thingy with the speedy that counts. That'll give you the orbital velocity. When it says orbit there, point at the orbit. You don't need to go up much more, you need orbital velocity. You gotta fall fast enough to start missing Kerbin. That's what we do. So, I need to drink more Dr. Pepper. I don't know how I feel about no reaction control over there, by the way. On the science ship, she's gonna be bare. We're gonna have to suffice with the reaction control on the pods. I guess those will have some torque. That pod will have some torque. That's what we're gonna have to do in the meantime. I'm gonna take her up to an apoapse of 80. If you don't have Kerbal Engineer, download it. Scroll the channel thingy down. There's 80. Scroll down on my channel. There's a list of all my mods. Click on the Kerbal Engineer one. It's the very top mod. It's the #1 mod that you need to have. Although, get version 1.0, Cybertech says. Get version 1.0. Not 0.6 like I have. I am going to be rectifying that soon. Let's do a circularization burn. Same as you have always seen me do. Put it on the apoapse. Drag the green thingy until I have the yellow thingy on the other side of the planet thingy. Whip. Then go ahead and correct. Pull that apoapse back to the node. Like that. Then go ahead and drag the green thingy some more until the periapse and the apoapse flip. Like that. Ooh, 92. That was too much. A little bit less. And up. There we go. When they flip. Gosh, well, that's really sensitive this evening. 80 by 80. That's a circular orbit. When they do that flip, they change directions. That's when they're passing each other. My apoapse was higher. I better go make sure I'm going to do the burn first. And turn off all these other mod windows. Jeez. Let's go back there. Get ready to do the burn. Oops, I got to start burning right now. Less talking, DOS, more burning. I needed to split that in half. That minute 12, I think, burn. Half of a minute 12 would be 36 seconds, and we were at 39 seconds, so I needed to burn. I may be a little bit short. We're still going to get into orbit. Yes, you are correct. Thank you, HVAC engineer. If I'm using near or far, the launch profile is definitely different. Definitely different. Yeah, this is for stock. These are for my kind of intro to Kerbal Space Program sessions, not for near or far. Those are more advanced things, and I'll be using those in the future. But can I fix that right now? 88, 87. Yeah, I'm a little bit inclined. I'm gonna have to be inclined by the time I go to Minmus. But yes, this is a launch profile for stock aerodynamics. It's not for near, it's not for far, it's not for wherever you are. It is for stock aerodynamics. 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Counting it down, boss. We're gonna have to ditch this stage and circularize. Yes! Boom! GTFO, baby! That was cool. Let's see if we can get circularized. That's a bit of an orbit. Not exactly a good orbit. What's next? Apoapse. Oh, okay. That's cool. We can just burn at apoapse and circularize. So I'm just going to do some stupid Kerbal tricks here. I'm going to coast until I'm at apoapse. Then I'm going to burn some more. Straight prograde in an effort to circularize this orbit at 82. 45, 46, 50. Just throwing it up about 60, 70, 82. That's pretty good. A little bit too much. We'll be fine. 711. Did we not put... This entire craft is wonky. Wow, we're terrible. We didn't even put... Where is it burning the fuel from? It burned the fuel out of there, really? Tell me it didn't burn the fuel out of there. Wow, those docking ports. Anyways, let's turn these guys off. Apparently there's no fuel lines going from the middle out. But the good news is we're in symmetry mode. Whatever. We'll be fine. We'll just have to deal with it. I didn't see the science alert star. Oh, look at this. What is the science alert star? EVA report. And then it went away. I did not see that. I was focusing on the launch. Huh. Alright, well, we will be watching that. We will definitely be watching that. We shall see. Scary staging. My stages let you know when they have successfully... I'm actually going to split these things up. When they've successfully been staged, they let you know they've been staged. One of these days, hopefully I get enough donations and I can afford a headset that doesn't have this wire on it. So anyways, let me have a see here. I didn't see the science alert star. Thank you, Softcore. I saw the star there and then I missed the star. Now I know. I should have done a science experiment. The EVA one is telling me to get out and EVA. Get out and push. What's up, Lunchbox? Let me check the chat here. Are we all fueled up? That's fueled up. That's fueled up. That's fueled up. Alright, that's why it's... I glanced at this meters per second reading and I was like, whoa, why is that so low? This ship should have like a 2,500, 3,000 meters per second of delta V. These tanks do not have fuel lines, apparently. That will be an issue. Not much we can do about it now, though. We'll be fine. I mean, I've got 2 tanks there and I can transfer fuel in and out. We'll be fine with that. So let me do this. Let me check the chat. Get caught up here. Ah, since I'm in space, I think I can also go to settings and I can turn the music back on. There we go. So that'll keep y'all company while I check the chat. Resume flight. We're gonna go. We're going to go check out the. What was that, dude? Fukuda? Seriously? It's not $5 a stream, dude. You give me $5 every single stream. You're so freaking cool, but I will definitely add that to the headset fund, man. You are freaking awesome. You are like one of the best supporters, dude. Consistency. You're freaking awesome, dude. Oh, Cakebuster, take it easy, man. No problems on the raid. Let me get caught up with chat here. Fukuda, dude, thank you again. I totally appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. Completely appreciate that. You are freaking awesome. I will add that to the headset fund, although I may need to paint the new ones white so y'all can recognize me. Because remember, I don't... I look really weird without my headset on. So let's see here. I will go ahead and... Spaceman Swift, welcome. Let me get caught up with the chat here. See if I've missed anything. Okay, there was shoots. Emergency escape pods. We'll explain that once we do the thing. Question, is the 1 expected by the FAR mod? Yes, Antares, 1.7. It's still really, I think, 1.7 that you're supposed to have, but the launch profile is totally different, like HVAC told you. It is definitely different. Wait, hurry's the desk. Hurry's the desk. Gav, drop and give me 20 launches. 20 landings. What's up? Hey, Gav. Da, da, da. That's fine. Okay, good. Science! My star is science! I didn't see that. I'll check it. Doesn't it have a... Oh, it's dinging again right now! Wait, EVA report. So, Jeb, quick, get out! What? He's driving it from that pod? Sweet. We recorded our... He drove the ship from that pod? That's interesting. Sweet! So did anybody just see what happened? I saw this little star ding. It was telling me that I was in a position to get science that I hadn't yet gotten. And when I clicked on it, it told me that I needed to go do an EVA report. And I hopped Jeb out of the pod, and lo and behold, there were 8 sweet, sweet science waiting for us. That is pretty awesome. While I was checking the chat, no less. Jeez. God, Irish. Da, 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 da. I did miss it, but now I got it. It must be watching the biomes. Burn. Wrong person, wrong reply. Yes, okay, we got that. Lunchbox says, hey, hi. Science alert tells you when it's there. Not much brain, being lazy after work. Dude, Lunchbox. No worries. I don't like the automatic science. If I don't see the... I deserve to miss. Yeah, I agree. I do like that it bings, but you still have to, you have to go do it. That's actually cool. Cake Buster, I already said bye to you. I'm not saying bye to you again. Headset battery fun. That's awesome. Softcore evening. Spaceman Sif says hi. Wookie here. Stranger Zool also. Dude. Fukuda, you're awesome. I should paint my headset green. Green headphones. 20 quick saves. Nice. Let's see here. That's a mod I need. Does it have audible? I think it does. I think it does, but it's really quiet. Click EVA on Jeb. When I click the button, it usually sends my Kerbal out without me prompting. I think there's actually some settings on that. Let me transfer out to Minmus, because we do need to be going to Minmus. And then I will have a look at those settings. Minmus is my target. Let's just go ahead and set... Nah, I'm going to set a node up here. And I'm just going to play with this one. Let's just see if we can get out to Minmus. Minmus is more difficult than the moon. Because Minmus actually has ascending and descending nodes on us, right? You can see that Minmus's orbit... Let me go ahead and do this. I think there was a mooner flyby. You can see that even though from the top it looks like I've got out to Minmus, I'm not actually out to Minmus because Minmus is inclined. Look at it from the side. I'm missing it. Wow, not only am I inclined up, it looks like, Minmus is also inclined down. So the first thing to check when you're going to Minmus, there's a lot of ways to do this. The first thing to check, there's an ascending node of 6.1. Let me go out here and just put my apoapse right there at the descending node. Did you see what I did there? The descending or ascending node on an orbit is the point in the orbit at which you actually cross it. And say I'm like this. I've got an equatorial orbit, and Minmus is inclined like this. You can kind of see it here from the side, right? See it on the screen, the same thing I'm doing with my hand. See how Minmus is inclined? That means Minmus is inclined. These ascending or descending node is where those two orbits cross. It's the point where the two orbits cross. And what I want to do is flatten it out so I'm coplanar with Minmus. That is what an ascending or descending node is. The first thing I'm going to try is just see what happens if I loiter at the descending node. So this is a super easy way to get to Minmus, right? I'm just loitering at the descending node. I'm not even going to worry about fixing my inclination. Minmus is like this. I'm flat like this. I could match Minmus and then go out there. I don't have to, though. I can be smart about it. I can actually hit Minmus right there at the descending node, right there where it crosses my current orbit, right? Remember our trick. Right now, when I get out there, Minmus is going to be right there. That's not good. We're not gonna meet up with Minmus that way. What I want to do is right-click on my node and wait in orbit. Wait in orbit. Wait in orbit. Wait, wait, wait. Wow, look how slow Minmus is. Come on, that's so annoying. Wait. Oh, like when I click on it, why does it go away? Wait, 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 wait. So basically, what this is telling me is that if I wait quite a few orbits, oops, that's the moon. That's a problem. We could slingshot around the moon out to Minmus. It'd be awesome if we could do a mooner flyby en route to Minmus, but there's the mooner flyby. Where would Minmus be? Wow, Minmus would be way out there. Let's keep on waiting. Alright, now we're... Oh, look at that, y'all. We could almost get a mooner flyby. I'm not going to try it. That's a little bit more complex. I'm going to stick to... the mission, which is just go to Minmus. Let's keep on waiting. And I'm just waiting for Minmus to go around. This is basically telling me in 5 days, now in 6 days. Look how easy this is, right? It's so annoying that that node goes away. Good thing we can crash into the VAB. Ding! Aha! That right there is a Minmus encounter. And did you see how easy that was? I mean, I can totally do it again if you want me to. That right there is a Minmus slingshot that would take me out of Kerbin's Sphere of Influence. Let's go see if we have a Minmus. Ooh, that's actually a Minmus impact. That is a Minmus impact. And did you see what I did, right? I didn't try to meet up with Minmus when it was way up here on this end of the orbit, and I didn't try to meet up with it when it was down there on this end of the orbit. I got nothing but time right now. 8 days worth of time. And I am going to just wait until Minmus is right there, and I'm going to time my burn so that I don't have to change my inclination whatsoever. I can just burn straight out there and meet Minmus at its ascending or descending node. Super easy. We're going to be going to Minmus again. So, that is what I am going to... Misses something important while reading chat. Nope. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to execute this burn. We're going to wait for 8 days, 0 hours, 30 minutes. Really? Wow, that's actually interesting that it turned out that way. Couple different things we need to pay attention to here, right? My craft can't do the burn all at once. 711 in the tank, 918 for the burn. That means that while I'm doing the burn, I'm going to be having to manually transfer fuel out. I should have put fuel lines in. I messed that up. But we can still complete the mission. Part of this entire space thing, the Space Academy thing, is learning what's happening on in the game so you can solve problems on the fly. We created a problem, as you do in Kerbal Space Program. We forgot some parts, some fuel lines. We can fix the problem. We can pump the fuel on the fly. We're still going to accomplish the mission. So, with that being said, let's put on Kerbal Alarm Clock. Let's add an alarm. I love you, Kerbal Alarm Clock. It automatically figures out that I've got that coming up. We're going to do it 5 minutes in advance. I'm going to click Add Alarm. That will keep me from zooming past it. And let us go ahead and orbit Kerbin. Now, I could be sitting here watching the science alert thing. Ooh, I'm on the dark side of Kerbin, too. We better point towards the sun. We better make sure we've got some solar panels pointed towards the sun. Where's the sun? There's the sun. Am I charging? Yes. What is charging me? Alright, let's just go ahead and point towards the sun. I'm time warping. But let me point towards the sun because I don't have RTGs on here yet, right? I'm going to flip her over. Apparently the command torque in the pods is fine. Let's go ahead and point her towards the sun like that. That means that that solar array that I have will be able to get some of the solar power going, and we should be fine. Also, that's pretty close to where we're going to need to burn, so that's a good thing. And let's go ahead and F5 for safety. Double F5 for double safety, even though this isn't a very precarious situation. And I'm going to time warp max I can, and I'm going to check the chat and see if I missed anything. Again, Kerbal Space Academy, I'm Dos Valdez. Ask me questions. If I do something too fast, if you want me to revisit something, if you want me to explain something that I just did again, like that whole Minmus encounter. Dos, you didn't change your inclination to match Minmus. Why not? Well, because I'm meeting Minmus at its descending node, where its orbit crosses my orbit, so I can save the fuel. That's what's going there. Even if you don't enable it stopping warp. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else here. Did I miss anything else? Click all the science. Near space report. I think it does. Let's go check that audible ding. T-Game totally caught the problem there with the fuel tanks. You are correct, sir. Paying attention. Dude, you're awesome. Totally paying attention to the readout from Kerbal Engineer and the readout from my maneuver node here. That is very awesome. Since it dings, that's better for me. I wouldn't know the star monitor. Okay. That's what the plus and minus symbols do. Wait, what's what the... Oh, yeah. What just happened? Oops. Oh, it just dewarped me. Wow, okay. I was passing over something I hadn't gotten yet, and Science Alert apparently just dewarped me. Interesting. Let's continue on, but I missed it. It didn't dewarp me fast enough. Let me finish with the chat. Again, I want people to ask questions. I will answer questions. +1 thing learned. Wookie here says +1 thing learned. Performing the ejection burn to match planes with a target ascending descending node. You'll actually save some delta V. You'll be in a little bit of a wonky orbit around Minmus, but it will... actually, you won't. You can come in good at Minmus. But I am glad that you did that. I don't stream. I do YouTube. Hagruma. Hag, I haven't checked out your YouTube. Send it to me in a message, and I'm happy to promote it on the channel after I check it out, dude. So just send me a message with your YouTube, Hag, and I will give it a check out, and I can add it to my channel list. I'll actually subscribe to you on YouTube. Bling! There! Oh, no! Every time I fly over that mountain range. Alright, let's see if we can time warp. Stop warp on Discovery. That's interesting. Oh, it's got every different thing. Stop warp on Discovery. I see. Ah, so you can... every individual thing... Cool. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Not maxed, not collected, unresearched. Interesting. Global warp settings by experiment. Okay. Global alert sound always. Oh, so it's got the animation, it's got enabled, it's got whether it plays a sound. I'm not... Let me turn my headphones up because I'm not really hearing the sounds. Okay, well that blinged again. Cool, science alert. Let me go back to fast forwarding. We really haven't fast forwarded through a day and a half. Let me see what else I've got here. Burn a bit sooner. I'm going to try to do it while the... there we go. There we go. It will, Claude, but I was checking chat. That's why I was doing it. You can easily miss it. That was going a help desk on installing mods. CLP, that is a great idea. I will do a help desk on installing mods. I will absolutely do a help desk on installing mods. That is awesome. It'll take 7 hours. I was warping at this rate until I got done with chat, and then I will go faster. Go faster. Sure, be hard to get on warp yet. Hag, got your message. Thank you. I will respond after I'm done streaming today. The shore will be hard to know. There it was. Get it. EVA report. It didn't EVA him. EVA. EVA report. What is it? Oh, I missed it. So those are definitely hard to get, apparently, especially since I'm warping. I'm not going to worry about it. Minmus is a freaking science bonanza. So let's go ahead and go out to the Space Center so that we can warp a little bit faster. Cold French fries are terrible. That's disgusting. I don't want any more of those. Alright, so if you didn't know, if you're under 120,000 meters altitude, your max time warp is what, 50, 100x? Not very fast. If you're waiting for something like 7 days in the future, that'll take forever. If you come over here, I hope Science Alert doesn't bother me. If you come over here, we can warp a lot faster. Man, what a ride. I almost really want another Dr. Pepper. Where's old Minmus out? 2 days on the warp. 1 day on the warp. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Discreet. Time warp. Discreet. I love you, Kerbal Alarm Clock. If you don't have Kerbal Alarm Clock, link to it's down in my channel. It's so awesome. Such awesomeness. Well, look at that Minmus Pazinga going on. A mid-course correction burn for cheaper to correct your inclination. You could. You definitely could. That would be cheaper. This warp needs some music. Alright. Let's make sure I'm pointing the right way. Control from there. Okay, that is... We're not pointing in the incorrect direction. Panel lock to watch my electric charge. That's where we're going to be going. What did it say the burn was going to be? I think the burn was going to be like a minute something. Wasn't it? Anybody remember what the burn was going to be? Warping. Seems legit. Just spins it up, Muddy. It spins it up. Time is fleeting. Let's see here. Good thing it's really much cheaper to fix inclination at Minmus. You are absolutely right, Zach. And usually when you're coming home from Minmus, you don't have to worry about your inclination as much anyways. I am just trying to go... Look at this... It's not a mouse ear, it's like a wart or something sticking off the side of this sloth. Our craft kind of looks like a sloth or a mosquito, and it's got a wart sticking out from it. It looks like... Zorak! It looks like Zorak from freaking Space Ghost Coast to Coast. 113, Claude Henry Smoot, thank you so much. 113, half of 113, remember we always split our burns in half. Half before the node, half after the node. Half of 113, that's 114, that's 37 seconds. So we're just going to go on down to 37 seconds here. We're going to get this burn done, and we're going to see how fast I can transfer fuel. Oh my gosh, I missed it. I warped past it. Whatever, go anyways. It's not like this is rocket science or anything. So all I'm going to do is, as this tank burns... Oh, this is going to be difficult. I'm going to fill this tank up. And then after I fill... That's going to skew me a little bit. After I do about half the filling on that, I'm going to fill the other tank up. And I'm just going to keep doing that until this number is higher than that number. Alright, that's skewing me the other way, so let's fill this tank up. And now that number is higher than that number, so we're good to go. That's all we really needed to do, and I feel like we're balanced enough. My yaw is taking care of it. let me go ahead and get on the burn here because I'm a little bit off of it. I did botch the burn just a little bit, not gonna lie. So we will do a mid-course correction. We'll be fine. There we go. How are we doing? Aha. We got it. We still got the encounter. And here's why we got the encounter. Let me turn off the trajectory mod. I'll talk more about that later. What is that? Moon encounter. Whoa! We would... Timeout. Timeout. Look at that. Who knew? Look at that. We would slingshot past Minmus and go and get a moon encounter. That is pretty darn cool, honestly. I'm not going to leave it that way because the mission is Minmus, right? Minmus is so much better for getting science than the moon. But that is freaking crazy that we're going to go out and slingshot past Minmus and go back to the moon. How cool is that? That is totally cool. What number is higher? Ah, okay, lunchbox. Here you go. Poison Gold, welcome back. We are definitely going to be farming some science on Minmus. By the way, I dropped by your channel while you were offline, and I saw some of your Kerbal Space Program videos. I do that. I check up on my students. But that is definitely awesome that we were going to get a Mooner encounter. Also that you're here. So, let's see here. Lots of fuel poison. You were going to say Kerbal Math Academy. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? I missed some things. Rate of warp. Warping seems legit. Kerbal Math Academy. Claude was definitely right. Yeah, Claude was right. What number's higher? Okay, lunchbox. Here's what we were doing. I had a node up. Actually, let me make a node for you because I love to explain these things. Let me just go ahead and add maneuver. So I did that sort of deal, right? And I was transferring fuel until this number, the amount of delta V in the current stage, according to Kerbal Engineer, was greater than this number. Remember when we began, this number was 900, this number was 700. That meant that I was going to run out of fuel in these side tanks before I actually finished that burn. So what I was doing is, as I was doing the burn, I was transferring fuel from this tank into the side tanks. And when I did that, watch, I'll actually demonstrate. I need to do it anyways. Transferring fuel from that tank to this tank, from the central core, which it can't access because it doesn't have a fuel line, out to this tank. Watch what happens to my delta V over here. I'm just going to do out and out. And as I move fuel over to where it's accessible by this engine, my delta V goes up. I'm going to pull the same trick from the other side. This is why I like to use the bigger tanks, but I didn't have them yet when I built this vessel. There we go. Now I've got 370. Same story going in the other direction. If I transfer fuel out to this tank and fill it up. Wow, I actually emptied it. If I transfer that fuel out to that tank, look at my delta V going up. That's because that fuel is becoming accessible by that engine. So I was comparing the amount of fuel I needed to complete my burn to the amount of fuel currently or the amount of delta V I needed to complete my burn to the amount of delta V currently available to the engines. And once I got this one bigger, I knew that I could stop transferring fuel. That wasn't exactly correct, because if I had transferred it only to one side, one engine would have flamed out because it would have run out of fuel. The delta V may have been higher because the other engine on the other side might have been able to complete the burn, but we would have been spinning out of control. That's why I was switching my fuel flow. I was switching it from one side to the other. That is what I was doing right there. So let me just go ahead and finish this. Let's see how much delta V... Oh, wait, I'm going in the wrong direction, apparently. That's freaking fantastic, DOS. Way to go, buddy. Way to go, buddy. Hey, buddy. Okay. The node number. Right, thanks. Just because Poison Gold, everybody who I see streaming or I see in other channels, I go and I see if they stream Kerbal Space Program. And that's what I was doing. I go and I look around for other people to stream because, honestly, at some point I'm going to be recruiting other Space Academy instructors. So I'm looking for people who are interested in that. So I am always checking other people's channels. Just keep that in mind that DOS may be spying on you when you're streaming. I do make the rounds in the Kerbal Space community. There we go. Let's fill up that tank. Wow, that engine right there almost ran out of fuel. Did y'all see that? If that engine had ran out before we finished the burn, the craft would have spun out of control and we would have had a final time of it. But now that I have totally tanked this up... Yes. Yes, we already burned 700 meters per second delta V. We have another 900 meters per second of delta V, and we haven't even emptied these tanks out yet. Is that top tank empty totally? Yes, we haven't even emptied those tanks. And we refilled those, didn't we? We did refill those. Outstanding. 10 of 10 explanation. Lunchbox. Dude, that's why I'm here. I like people to ask me questions. I am absolutely, totally down with people asking questions. So let's see here. We've got Minmus. We're not going to burn that node. Look at this encounter at Minmus. I love this encounter we have. We are so close to Minmus. 300,000 meters. That's freaking bueno. Let's go ahead and set an alarm clock for our sphere of influence change. Add Kerbal alarm clock. That was insanely loud on my stream. Good lord. Dude, Syntax Eater with the donation. Thank you so much for that, man. I totally appreciate the donations. It is absolutely awesome. I really want to spend a lot of time on this. We're working on a website. We want to get a website up. It's going to cost money to host a website and that sort of stuff. I want to have the schedule on there. I want people to be able to schedule, oh, I want to be there on Thursday because he's going to be doing space planes. And all of the donations are going to make that possible. That's so freaking cool. Thank you so much, Syntax Eater. Great streams, learning a lot. Learning a ton. Thanks. Dude, you are awesome. Thank you for the support. Let us continue on. Ooh, I was adding an alarm. That, like, I need to turn that app down a little bit because it is really freaking loud. It like made me wince. I don't know if you saw it here. Let's bump the volume down to about 33% so it doesn't blow my eardrums every time somebody yes. Let's see here. We've got that. We've got that. Setting this up. I'm going to set it 1 minute out. That's fine. Add alarm. Minimize alarm clock. Love you, Kerbal Engineer. Don't need you right now. And let us go to the Minmus. Make sure that where's the sun? All right, I think I have pretty good solar panel coverage. I could have put 2 panels down on the bottom, but I think we're good from a solar panel electric charge perspective. Let's get on out there, y'all. Oh, I'm totally empty on my Dr. Pepper. That's so lame. Mighty Mouse, yeah, I don't dude. Muddy Unders, take it easy. Hey, Muddy Unders, I don't know exactly what games you stream, but I know you stream games apart from Kerbal Space Program. If you guys like watching other streamers, Muddy Unders is a good streamer. You can click on his name right there. Whoa, not there. You can click on his name right there because he posted in chat. You should totally click on his name like that. Well, don't click unfollow. You should click follow. Like you have in yours. I actually don't know if you can see that part. Yeah, you can't see that part on my screen. Now you'll be able to see it. Click follow on Muddy Under's name. Muddy Unders is awesome. He's supported me. I want to support him. Muddy, thank you. Hope you got to see our rocket launch. Take it easy. Let's see here. Fast forward on out to Minmus. Let's watch the orrery. I love that Minmus pass. That's a really awesome Minmus pass. I did not plan that. And to get a Mooner encounter after the Minmus pass like that, that's freaking nuts. 4 days, 3 days. That was like a perfect Minmus transfer. 295 on the pass. That is a really awesome pass. But Kerbal Alarm Clock should get a hold of me. Thank you, Kerbal Alarm Clock. Minmus should be coming up in our rearview mirror here. Thank you, sir. Let's go watch Minmus. Look at Minmus. We're right there coming out to her. We are going to need to cross into the sphere of influence, which is really, really, really soon. Let's just get on up there. You know me, I don't like really time warping at high rates of time warp past the sphere of influence changes. The way it calculates physics, there are some gaps in the calculations, and sometimes when you time warp, it can throw you off. That wasn't too bad. Let's go ahead and do a capture maneuver right here. Don't need your Prenasode. Remember, to capture at a planet, all you really need to do... Ooh, actually... Before then, let me do a little bit of a course correction here. That looks a little bit better. 5 meters per second in 6 minutes. Let me do that first, because I want to try and come in equatorial around Minmus. It'll make our rendezvous easier with our science ship. Is that equatorial? It's going to be still inclined a little bit, but we'll be coming in a little bit equatorial at least. I could have fixed that before, I guess. But at least we're crossing Minmus's... Are we? Focus on the node. Precise node. Let me see my node. Thank you. That's pretty much crossing the equator, I would guess. A little bit higher than the equator, maybe. One of the things that I like about the new version of Kerbal Engineer is that it tells me my time to ascending or descending node. That should be pretty close. Right now, with Minmus, I have no way of actually figuring out how to get an equatorial orbit. I just have to play it by ear. I can't really plan it. But let's go ahead and do this correction burn. I think I'm going to burn north. Up. Not north. I always say north. I burn solar. Even, yeah, I burn solar north, I guess I could say. It's north. Whatever. And I can actually just do this correction right now. I don't have to wait. This is one of those maneuvers where the timing doesn't exactly matter. Because I'm out here, I just want to change my inclination until I'm right about there. I can burn now. I'm going to change my orbit till it crosses Minmus's equator right like that. And then I'm just going to nuke that node. One of those ones where the timing doesn't really matter. Then I can come to here and I can do a capture burn. You know, capture burns are just straight retrograde. And I want to set my Minmus periapsis to about 20. That's 11. I could set it, let's say 15, 14. Now let's set it to 20. Because I am going to be going over, oh yeah, you can click on this. Little known fact. I am going to be going over lots of rendezvous. So there we go, 20. That's going to be a 10-second burn in 2 hours. Let's go ahead and get that set up. And after I do the circularization, I will check the chat. Oh, science! Look! Check it out! Science says ding! Crew report, EVA report, material study, mystery goo. Let's do all of them. Let's get all of this stuff. 20 science for that. Outstanding. EVA report. Alright, let's EVA Jeb. Let's do an EVA report. EVA report. EVA report. 32 science for that EVA report. I'm liking how this is shaping up already. Get back in, Jeb. I got more science to do. A material study. I'll do it. And a mystery goo observation. Is it going to do those? 100 science for the material study. And 100 science for the mystery goo? No, that was the material study. Keep. I didn't see what I got for the mystery goo. Huh. Did I do the mystery goo? Is there a goo container open? Yeah, that goo container is open right there. Awesome. That is freaking cool. So, let's see here. We need to be setting up for our capture burn. Let's go find that. Luckily, these pods have enough torque. Luckily, they have enough torque. Another feature I can't wait for. The feature in 0.25, the enhanced navball, basically, that tells you which way to burn. I should have known to look retrograde. Duh. It's going to be a 10-second burn. It's coming up in 2 hours. Actually, I already passed one burn. I already screwed one burn up. Add an alarm. Here's a new trick. We figured this one out during the help desk yesterday. This is a 10-second burn. That means I'm going to have to burn it 5 seconds. I'm already pointing at the blue line. Why don't we just set the alarm for 10 seconds before the burn? And then just time warp. More time warp. And where is it going to put us? Screet! 5 seconds away from where I need to burn. Now keep in mind the clock keeps ticking when that little window is up. So you got to go fast. But just setting it 5 seconds in front of the burn puts me exactly where I need to do the burn. Make sure you're pointed to the blue thing, by the way. You definitely want to be pointed at the blue thing. Alright, engineer, what's my periaps? Periaps 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. I love engineer because it makes it so easy to calculate, fix your burns and stuff like that right here from the screen. That's so awesome. I think the last thing... Where's my ship at? That's weird. Where's my ship? What just happened? Why am I focused on Minmus instead of... That's interesting. Science upgrader. Where's my ship? What sort of dastardly bug is this? My ship has disappeared. I bet you it's still there. What the... Has anyone ever seen this one before? I gotta say I've never seen this one. Engineer's telling me my timing's okay. But my ship, it's not this. There's a ship right there. Just show me the ships. What the deuce? Debris? Huh. Yeah, I accidentally, bug desk here. I activated the cloaking device. I totally activated the cloaking device. I'm on the map. And here's the ship. This is the ship view, I guess. And this is... No, this is the ship view, and that's the map view. Let's go out to the Space Center. That's a weird bug, not gonna lie. I did, yeah, I'm gonna go to KSC and back. Alrighty, good deal. Apparently, you snuck a Klingon aboard, sorry. Let's go back out there and flyer and hope that that fixes it. Jeez, oh Pete. Again, Syntax Eater and Fukuda, Furious Fukuda, thank you for those donations. You guys are both awesome. Honestly, I will say this honestly, between those two donations, the two donations I just got, that's what I get for teaching kids science for 1 hour. And I'm sitting here playing a video game. Dude, CLP, take it easy. Also, Bobcam, welcome. Let's go and fly this thing. Jeez, oh Pete, that's so cool. Something, yeah, I don't know what it was. I couldn't find the ship. Apparently the ship's back. 'Cause it's back in black. I couldn't be in that band. Oh, look, I could also change my inclination right now. Because I'm at the point in my orbit where I'm crossing the equator of Minmus, roughly. If I burn north is this way. If I point myself north on the nav ball, which is horizontal north, so this is at the horizon and this is north. If I burn right now, I can fix my inclination. Watch right here. It's telling me my inclination is 173. I'm apparently on the downstroke of the inclination right now. When I get that to 180, it'll be flat. 75, 76, 77. Wow, that doesn't... Nope, 75. All right, I missed it a little bit. But I definitely fixed the orbit a little bit. I can burn in the other way to fix it in the other way. What grade do I teach? I don't teach a specific grade. I run after-school science programs for kids for a company called Mad Science. So we do different science tracks experiments. Like I'm doing fundamental forces. Fun, F-U-N space, demental forces. With one of my schools right now. But it is definitely a good time. I like doing the science with the kids. And it's good to see kids excited about things other than freaking their iPhones. You know, that's such a big deal to me. Seeing the kids really excited about science experiments. And some of the kids, I do kindergarten through 5th grade as the age range. Typically more kinder, 1st, 2nd. We lose some of them to sports after that. There's 20 again. We lose some to sports after that. But just to see the kids, some of them are really freaking smart. I was like, when you jump up in the air, what pulls you back down? And they're like, ooh, gravity. And I was like, really? You know that? I had a little levitating globe, and I was like, what's holding it up? And they're like, those are magnets. And I was like, no, it's magic. And they're like, no, it's not. It's magnets. It's just magnets. So I said, magnets, how do they work? And the kids didn't get that reference. All right, just pull it into a circular 20 millimeter orbit. Pulling it into a 9 millimeter orbit here. 45 orbit. There we go. I'll take it. Good deal. That's going to be our next burn. We're already pointing the right way. 2 hours, 4 minutes. Kerbal alarm clock. Burn's going to be 2 seconds. Let's just add an alarm 10 seconds out. See what I did with alarm clock? The really cool thing about alarm clock is when I click on it to get its window and I click add, it realizes that the next important thing happening in this orbit is a node. It's so cool. It realizes that I've got a node on the orbit, and I can change it right here. I can do 0, and I can do, let's just do 10 seconds out. Add alarm. That's going to keep you from missing it. Let me time warp some and let me read some chat. Let's see here. What do I level off to get for my splice? I totally missed that. What? Bobcam. Farming science on Minmus. Said hi, didn't answer your question. Where the camera, something happened. Yeah, safety glasses. I still have them on from science class. It's not class. It's not class. For my science program. Start deleting the... Yeah, there you go, porn. Softcore. If you try to get rid of the mods, if you recently included some mods and it started making your thing crash, try to... you get your salary. Nice, Rhetoric. I think I want south there. I want it north. I had to turn it back around. Am I the only one? Thader! Oh no, Thader! Refresh. Refresh. Did you lose video because of some reason? No, well, I don't have it running. I just have the channel up. I think I got that one. What we did. Splain. What did you ask? When did I level off? I can't see the question because you didn't put DOS. Oh, no, you did. You did. There it is. At what level do I level off to get for my splice? Caboose, I have no clue what that question even is. Your brother, Bobcan, your brother was in Mad Science, like as a student or as an instructor? I don't know how old you are. I don't know your brother. But yeah, no, that's the company that I work for. Gav, I completely. Oh no, yeah, kindergartners have iPhones. You should see some of these kids. They can't get them out from in front of their face, and it's like, dude, seriously, there's real things in the world. Plus, I'd like to see more kids getting interested in science. I'd like to see more girls getting interested in science too. I have a daughter. But the after-school science programs are totally cool, and Kerbal Space Program is totally cool. I think Kerbal Space Program is one way that kids can get interested in science. That's another reason I don't think Kerbal Space Program needs to be too realistic. We've already got the hook. My daughter loves watching me fly these rockets. She loves watching me play Kerbal Space Program. What kind of qualifications? You have to be a good public speaker. You have to be comfortable around kids, and probably not much of a criminal record, I guess. I just saw on Facebook that they were looking, and I went and applied, and they said sure. They hired me on the spot. I like science. Smart spoon. You know something, Peter? Oh, Peter. Oops, science. Science. Ding. Science. It just went bloop in my headache. In my head. Ooh, look, we're in low Minmus orbit now. Let's do a crew report for 20 science. Let's do the other materials study for 100 science. Let's do the mystery goo for 40 science. Wow, this makes it so easy. It's almost like cheating. Let's do the temperature scan for 32 science. Let's do the EVA report. Oops, we have to EVA Jeb, I guess. Maybe it's broken because he's not in the root node or something. EVA report. 32 science. Wow, how much science have we already gotten? That is a really cool mod. I'm not going to lie. That is a really cool mod. Oops, there's another one. What is this? Are these all EVA reports as I go over biomes, aren't they? Oh, that's totally what's happening. Alright, I'm going to handle those on the way down. Over the Midlands, yeah, okay. Alright, alright, alright. Look, here's another one. Oh, we already got this one? I must have skipped over some... Alright, this is a little confusing now. EVA again. Now it's making noise. EVA report over the Highlands. Get back in. Wow, that's really cool that it keeps popping up. It's a little bit confusing. I was just going to land at each biome, honestly, but this is a lot easier, I guess, because we can transmit all those back. Silverack, take it easy. Thanks for joining me, as always. Okay. Lost video. Refreshed. It reloaded. That's cool. What's the mod? It's loading when it crashes. Oh, yeah, there you go. You work as a camera... Wait, what? You work as a camera operator for med students. You work live encounters. Interesting. That is a very interesting lie. HB33 Green. Thanks for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. We are doing... It did disable the goo. I had 2 on it. Interesting. We are doing science farming on Minmus. I've also got a new mod installed, the Science Alerter mod. I did not get a link for it put in my channel yet. If somebody could grab a link for it and put it in the channel, I would appreciate it. Let's go ahead. We're 3 minutes, 30 seconds out. Let's do the circularization burn. I feel like I may have missed something in chat. Here's more science. But I bet you it's another EVA report. I'm not really worried about the EVA reports here. EVA report over the Midlands. We already got that one. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so that's a little annoying. That is honestly a little annoying. Here it is again. You shut up. I got a circularization burn to do in a minute. And I'm looking good. Yep, I'm going to be 10 seconds out. I'm going to be close enough to circularize, and we're going to put ourselves... Ah! Delete on close. Close alarm. Time for burn. Alarm clock minimize. Let's go ahead and burn this node. And here we are. In Minmus orbit. Thoop. Circular. Circular enough. I'll take it. Time to Apo. Time to parry. Oh, we're almost coming up to Minmus here. 21. 20 by 20. I'll take it. You're so annoying. Stop with the EVA reports. I'll get the EVA reports, okay? Chill out. So. Let's see here. Nubius, thank you so much for the link. I do need to clean the containers, yes. That is what we're going to do next. After I get the science out of them. So I need to go ahead and EVA Jeb here. Jeb needs to... Stop being so annoying. Let go. Nope, that was bored again, apparently. EVA Jeb, let go, lights on, RCS. Let's go get the experiments out of these things, and then we're going to use the science lab to fix them. However, we may have to wait till daytime to do that. Yes, Jeb. Collect the data. Also collect this data. Got it. Let's go around to the other side. Screet. Love it. Oof. Yes, collect the data with your nose. Just scrape those materials off on the outside of your suit. There we go. I think we also had some science, some thermometers up here. So let's get that data. Hey, that one doesn't have the data in it. It must be another one. And then you will see what I'm going to do. Apparently that one doesn't have the data either. Ah, there we go. Take data. Okay. So what I'm going to do with those. One last thing. Let me clean out the data from whatever pod it's stored in right now. This may be a little annoying. It should be in this pod because that's where Jeb was, maybe? When I did the crew report? I'm not quite sure, honestly. So let's see here. Do we have any data in this pod? Yes. Good. Store experiments. So what is this? EVA report. Okay, another one. Lowlands. We'll store that too. Wow, look at this. I'm just Lowlands again. I guess that's because I already... Yeah, it couldn't be stored. Okay, whatever. Jeb, go and fly up here. This is where you're supposed to be, buddy. And then we have a couple science farming things to do. Grab. Board. So what did I do, right? Oh, gosh. Which pod was it in? Crew report. Okay, it's got 10 data in that pod. What are those pods for? Right? Let me actually get around to where we can see the ship. I'm actually going to point the ship north. How are we doing on electric charge? Yeah, okay, we're good. We good, we good. I'm going to point the ship north, which is this way. Not the way that I was going. And I'm circular, right? Yeah, I've already circular. Engineer, I don't need you right now, I don't think. I will go ahead and refill the fuel tanks, though. So pointing it north. Pointing her north is just going to make me easier to dock with her after I rendezvous with her. That way's north. Let's go ahead and fill... Actually, we can shut down these engines. We're not going to need them for a while. Shut down. Shut down. There we go. And let's go ahead and balance out our craft here. We've got that. We've got that. There's nothing in there. Gosh, this keeps bubbling up on me. I'm going to get those things. And let's go ahead and... I'm not going to be able to fill those tanks out. Oh, that's okay. Let's just go ahead and put all of our fuel into these into this fuel reserve over here, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to drain these tanks. It should be pretty fast because they're little tanks. And then I am going to... Alright, good deal. I just drained those tanks. That's okay. I could bring all the fuel over there, I guess. Because we're going to need operational fuel for our lander, right? We've got this fuel, which is for returning to Kerbal. And I've got operational fuel for lander. I've got RCS. Alright, we're all good. So I was talking about... Remember, you saw me use Jeb to other one. You saw me use Jeb to store these 10 bits of data in here, right? What am I going to do with those pods? I'm going to send them home. So in order to get some of this good science back, especially things from the surface that I have to actually return that don't have good transmit values, this pod is going to go home while the rest of the ship stays here. However, I didn't have probe cores yet. Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't have probe cores yet. So one of the guys is going to have to go home and deliver the science back home without doing this entire ship. And I will show you what's going to happen here. Oh, thanks, Nightbot. Sounds like the Skype sound. You're getting far, sheesh. Yes, we got pretty far. What else do I need to do? Keep data to send it to the line instead. If you... Alright, let me have a look at that. I don't think you have to physically get the goo and materials. If you tell the science module to review data, process, and transmit, it can do it all auto. Really? Huh. I will check that out on the way back up. So we will totally give that a look. The probes, these aren't probe cores, these command pods? Or you mean these probe cores? Oh, I must have had probe cores. I gotcha. I think when I first designed this, I didn't put probe cores on here, and then we unlocked the probe cores, and we added them to the side. That's okay. The entire point of this is we're going to be upgrading this vessel as we go. Can we turn our lights on? Yes. Apparently I did have probe cores at some point, but not whenever I first did that. Let's get this done. Is this another freaking EVA report? What EVA report is this, mind you? EVA report. Greater Flats. Whatever. So there's no way for me to, what were we saying? Let me read that chat. Somebody said I can move it around. You have to go outside. Haven't these people heard of Wi-Fi? I probably don't have to go outside. That's just what I've been doing. Do you know, you both said, I don't think you have to physically get the goo and materials. I think if you tell the science module to review data, process, and transmit, it can do it all auto. Ah, but I don't want to transmit it one at a time like that. Bama Medic, I am staying safe. I need you streaming, not in your office. Dude, thanks for looking out for me. I would hope that you wouldn't have to come up to Charlotte to get me. Ooh, I still need to clean the lander experiments, but what I was going to do was wait till daytime, till I had some solar power, because it does take a lot of power to clean those experiments. That is the Greater Flats. Let's go around. Oh my gosh, that's actually really annoying now. No! You! Shut up! I right-click on this. Where is that stupid EVA report? Unenabled. Hopefully I remember to re-enable it later. We'll see how that goes. Y'all remind me. I just don't want it to go bingly bingly boop every time I go around. Aha! Daytime. Solar panels. What can I get the max electric charge from this? I've got a couple panels going. Let's see if this is enough to clean experiments. So the reason this lab is so freaking overpowered, I can actually click on it and I can say clean experiments. Process lab data. I don't really want to do that. Let me do clean experiments. You can see it actually uses up some of this electric charge. Wow, it is using electric charge pretty quickly there. But it's cleaning one of the science juniors. And what this is going to do, it allowed me to get the data from that experiment and then clean it and use it again. I don't have to go home. I don't have to carry 20 pods with me. I was able to get that. I think it was high above Minmus or orbit around Minmus or something like that. I was able to get both of those bits of data, store them in the pod, and then clean the experiments here. That makes the Delta V on my science ship a lot better. That makes my lander reusable. Look, it just closed it up. Did you see it close them up? It just closed those containers up. That lander, even though we've already used it to get science on 2 different goos and 2 different science juniors. Oh wow, look at that picture. We got the moon and Earth and moon and Kerbal and Minmus. That's actually a pretty cool picture. Print screen, print screen. I like it. I like that picture. So, because I carried this, I didn't have to carry 20 of these pods with me, and I can use this lander coupled with the science ship as much as I need to. Over and over and over again. I can keep using it to get science. I could take this same ship to the moon, and with 2 goo pods and 2 containers, did the same thing again. 2 goo pods and 2 containers, this ship could get science from Minmus, the moon. It could go to Duna. Probably need some drop tanks for that. That's what that's for, actually. So this single ship could be used over and over and over again. So, some of you may be screaming at me. Why Chevy says what's going on? Let me see here. Did I miss anything else? Doing this so we can send the science and keep collecting science. Yes, somebody was going to say, Caboose, I answered you before. I didn't know what your question was. The space plane, you start to level off at about 15. You try to spend as much time at 20 as you can to get as much speed as you can. And then when your engines start to die, they start to lose air intake, then you throttle up and go orbital. That's what you're trying to do with the space plane. Yes, you can only do it with a lab, Claude Hendry. This science lab gets a lot of heat on the forums. Everybody's like, oh, the science lab is so stupid, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't even do anything. This science lab is OP, if you ask me, because with this lander, I can collect science from the entire surface of Minmus in one trip. If I have enough fuel, we'll have to see. So, let's talk about, I see some things going on in chat. People are screaming at me a little bit because I haven't transmitted the data. Let's go and look at some of the data that I have stored in this pod. I can click on Review Stored Data while my batteries recharge here. So I did Review Stored Data. There are a couple different types of data in Kerbal Space Program. There's data that you get full credit for if you transmit it, and I kind of imagine that to be stuff that you could transmit back as text, right? Like a crew report, old Jebediah there saying, man, Minmus looks like mint ice cream, I'm going to go down and eat it. He could type that out in text, and it's no big deal to transmit that text back to Kerbal and get full science data for it, right? It's his observations. There are other bits of data, let me scroll over till I find one, such as this material study, where there are actually physical materials that I've collected, like a surface sample, the material study, the goo observations, all of those things, I actually have some sort of physical data. So you'll see here, on the transmit, if I transmit this right now, I'm only going to get 20 science. If I recover it, however, I can get 100 science. I have a really awesome way to transmit it. My awesome way to transmit it are these pods. Because when I send it back with one of those pods, it's going to get back to Kerbal, but I'm going to recover it, and instead of 20 science for that data, I'm actually going to get 100 science for it. So I transmit my data back like that. Could I go through and could I see all these mystery goo observations, space near minimus, space high above minimus, material study, temperature scan? Apparently I can transmit my temperature scan. Why does that say 50% on there? Oh no, I'll only get 50% if I transmit the temperature scan, but I'll get 32 if I recover it. So what can I do right now? We could be really impressive and just leave all of this stuff in the pod. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I could also scroll through my list and find things that I'm going to get full credit for by transmitting, and I could click on transmit. I'll actually transmit one thing. Here, just this 8 EVA report from Kerbal Shores. I'll go ahead and transmit this. Wow, how did I get a shore while I was in orbit over Kerbal? Jeez. When I click transmit, it's actually going to, where's my antenna? You'll see my antenna right there go up. And when I transmit that data, it's going to tell me that I'm going to get science. Now, it does take electricity to transmit that back. That was done. Why didn't it tell me that I got science for it? It should have. I'm just not going to worry about it, I guess. Usually it'll tell you that you got science, I think, unless I'm wrong. So I transmitted that. It used a little bit of electric charge. You have to have the antenna, right? I've got this little stock antenna on it, right, like that. You have to have a communication device, you have to have data, and you have to have electric charge. You can transmit it back, and if I were to go to the Space Center right now, I could actually spend that 8 science. I've got a lot of other things here that I could transmit, but I don't want to do it, right? I don't want to transmit this stuff. I'm going to send it all back in a pod, and we're going to get like $2 grand experiment, or $2 grand science from Minmus in one trip. And that is what I want to do, just because it's more impressive that way. Plus, we're not going to transmit these. Now, what you can do with the lab, you could actually process this. It's not going to hurt it if I process it. So let me go ahead and process this material study in the lab. This is another thing you can do, however, this is not overpowered, especially not with this design. When I click on process, it's actually going to say that it's going to process that, and you'll see that instead of 20 science, I'm actually going to get 30 science if I transmit it now. The recovery stays the same, but the detailed it changes from, you know, transmit to detailed analysis. I'll get 10% more science if I transmit it. Still, what would I rather have, 30 or 100? I'm going to go for 100 because I have my I have my low throughput, high capacity transmission device right here, right? Never doubt the bandwidth of a VW bus filled with tape drives, if you're old enough to remember that one. I am going to transmit the data back to Minmus in person using this pod and get 100 for it instead of 30. So those are the two things I can do with the science lab. I can improve the transmittal of the data, or I can clean the experiment so that I can use them again and again. Now, some of you may say, well, Das, you could transmit it right now, and then you could also get it again and take it home. Yes, we could totally do that. I'm not going to do it for this. We could get a little bit more from that, but that is a good idea. One important thing, when I'm doing review data here, you got to click keep data a lot. Oh, did I just click process? Of course I just click process, because that is bad interface design, honestly. Buttons should not change spaces whenever you click on them. If you're designing an interface, trust me, I know I've been paid to do things like that. The button should stay in one place as I click. So, we're about to do a landing on Minmus here. Old Jeb's going to go down. He's going to use this lander to collect some science, and then we are going to come back up. Let's see. Let me check the chat here. If I okay, good deal. That's good to know. If I transmit those, it'll stop bothering me. Excellent. Can I do a tutorial on how to make this lander majig? Lunchbox, this one is already on YouTube. If you go to, this should be this craft was built during my modular, what is it? It's modular ship design. It's ship upgrading and retrofit, I think it was. That should be on YouTube already. So you can totally have a look at that on YouTube. Plus, I do how to design a lander quite often. This is actually an upgradable lander. I have a better lander. If you look at my farming science from Minmus video that's already on YouTube, you can see how to design a better lander than this, assuming you have more parts. This is kind of the as-you-go lander we've built with the parts we have available. So let me see if I missed anything else in the chat. By going outside, you can collect the data from the goo and store it in top. What's the need for secondary pods for that? Couldn't you just collect it all in the main pod and return that home? Ah, Mellow Red, did I answer that question for you? I'm greedy, and the purpose of this ship is to be upgraded. I'm going to go down to Minmus. I'm going to get some science. I'm going to return that science back to Kerbin, and I'm going to use that to unlock more science parts. The gravioli detector, the seismic detector, the atmospheric analyzer, which isn't going to help us on Minmus. I'm going to use that science that I return back while the ship is still here to unlock some more parts. And then I'm going to send this ship a retrofit, something that I can use to put more science experiments on the lander and more science experiments on the ship. When I send the retrofit craft out here, this craft will get upgraded in situ, and then we can get the rest of the science. That's why I'm not returning the entire ship home. You could totally do it that way. You could totally do it that way, Mellored, but this is the way that I was doing it. This makes it a little more interesting. What's that big yellow button on the science experiment screen? Flashing science-looking device button? By the way, Bingly Bingly Boop. You know do you know the reference there? Bingly Bingly Boop. It's the yellow button. The yellow button. Big yellow button on the science experiment screen. So were we talking about reviewing the data? Let me look and see if I can answer this for you. Reviewing the data. There's no big yellow button there. Review this stored data. Is it just for the ones that can be processed? Yes, that button? That's the process lab module. I just went over that. Maybe I didn't quite get it in chat in the right place. But that is what the science lab adds. The science lab allows you to process it. When you click on it, it'll give the transmission a little bit more. But I'd rather recover it in person because I've got my VW buses to return the science with. Keep data. Keep data. Look at that button jumping around. It's like you never know what you're going to get. Wow, we did something that took a lot of electric charge. Is it SAS eating it? 130? No, SAS isn't really costing us anything. Let me see here. Mitsukichi. I am going to keep it all in there so that when I recover it, I get like 2,500 science because that's really impressive. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, y'all got it. There we go. First time I load. Zach, what's going on? White Chevy. Okay, I said hi to you. Just making sure. Photo op. Got the photo op. Wow, am I really that far back? Clean the experiments. Store the data directly in the probe. I'm going to have to find that. You can't store it in a probe, Fukuda. You can only store it in a pod that a Kerbal could enter. I think the thinking is that if you have like a rock sample or something like that, you couldn't shove it into the computer core of the probe. You actually have to have a place to store it. So I think that's what's going on. Let's see here. With Science Ship, you add more fuel for a fairly low cost compared to building a new one. You can keep the pod running for most of your game. That's exactly right, Thedor. Cause electric charge. Yep, make sure you have batteries. Yes. If you transmit the e-repair reports, yes, we'll definitely. I'm not going to do it. I'll just deal with it. I just turned it off. And jagged edges. I don't know about that. Lab lander thingy. I talked about that. V-Sync. I don't know what you're talking about there. You're doing a career only allowing us to get science via transmitting. Interesting. That's actually interesting. That's really cool. Good job. Okay, good deal, Mello. I'm glad I got that set up. Subscribe to the YouTube. Awesome. Is it updated? Is what updated? I don't know what that is. 0. That's not a question. A science lab converted into a lander. I think this is a lot more effective because that lander weighs almost nothing and it costed almost no fuel to go up and down from Minmus. Landing the entire science lab and going from biome to biome is a bit of a pain. Another thing that I tried before I came up with this design, I created a base that was a science lab actually landed on the surface of Minmus, but that cost a lot more fuel because the thing we get with this orbiting science lab is that it has coverage over the entire surface of Minmus in its orbital period. Do I have the period up there? I don't, but I am. I could just add these two things. That would be my period, right? 43 minutes. So I have about once an hour. This craft makes a circuit of the entire surface of Minmus, and it costs me a lot less fuel to land and then take off in rendezvous than it does to have a fixed base and position on Minmus and do jumps out from there, especially on the biomes that are on the other end of the planet. So I've been talking a lot. I think I got completely caught up with the chat questions and that sort of stuff. Rocks in your probe are considered bad. Repay all the people who... Dude! Poison Gold, all you have to do is say thank you to people a lot of the times and then stream some KSP. That's totally all you have to do. Just say thanks, stream some KSP, and hang out with us. That is all that we ask for. It's so freaking cool to do all this stuff. All right, Jeb, you need to get down there. We are well over the surface of Minmus here. We're still inclined a little bit. That's okay. Why don't we send Jeb down here and land over here? Does that sound like a good plan to anybody? I think that sounds like a good plan. Let us... I hope I designed this. I designed this lander on the fly. Where is my target? Oh, there we go. Let's go and land on those flats right there, right? F5 for safety. Jebediah. You, oops. Don't decouple that one. It'll never reconnect. That's a problem. Wow, why did I do that way? Let's go ahead and decouple this one. Thoop. That releases Jeb to go on his journey. What is this? Is this another... Oh, look at this. Material study, mystery goo. Wow, really? All of those things? Space near Minmus? That's interesting that that just popped up. Don't we already have... Oh, it's because we haven't recovered it yet. Reset experiment. I see. So that's another thing that's a little bit confusing, honestly. What I need to do to get Jeb down to here, we're going to do it quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm going to add this maneuver. I'm going to burn retrograde. That's going to get me right there. On Minmus, I love landing on the edges of these things because I can grab 2 or 3 biomes. 2, really. It's easy to grab 2 biomes. But I'm going to be able to grab 2 biomes with 1 hit here. This guy's fueled up, isn't it? Yes. Turn it on. Wow, we're going to fly. Eek! No engineer module. That's going to be interesting. Let's activate that engine. Activate that engine. Burn node in 12 seconds. Let's get away and let's find our node. There we go. And Jeb is going to get on down to the surface. 91 meters per second. This is going to be a little bit shaky, y'all. Good thing I F5 for safety. Let's burn that node. I'm trying to make it so y'all can see it, right? Up like that. Just burning the node that puts me there at the edge of Minmus. That was a little bit too much. Let's check where we're going. That looks great. You may want this mod, the trajectory mod. I love it. The trajectory mod will actually tell you where you're going to hit. It looks like it has some issues with Minmus so far, because I'm not getting an red arrow where I would be landing on Minmus. Meh, that's okay. Scratch what I just said about this mod. Tune into one of my streams about it around Kerbal. It apparently doesn't work on Minmus very well. But anyways, old Jebediah here has got the heck away from the Minmus Science Upgrader, actually. Now we're just going to do a standard landing. Where am I going? Down there. I'm going to be aiming right here, right? And because I'm aiming down here, you there, stop bothering me. I don't want to do those. So this is apparently a bug in this. I'm going to say that it's a bit of an oversight in the Science Alerter. I have those experiments done. Space near Minmus. See, I already have these experiments done. And they're just stored on the craft. They haven't been returned yet. So. Mellow Red. That's exactly right. The good news is we are definitely going to... No, it should still have an X. The good news is we're definitely going to upgrade this craft. That's why the docking port is here. Or we could just send a whole new craft. But I am going to dock a new module to the top of it. And when I dock a new module to the top of it, I can put an engineer on there. That was the entire purpose of this craft, remember. It was kind of a quick and dirty thing using the parts that we had available. I'm just doing a standard landing here. Remember, my step 1 for landing is figure out what your dorsal side is. My dorsal side is which way the pod is pointing here, so I know I'm good. That just makes my control make sense. I know when I press one button, I know from looking at the screen what's going to happen. Let's just go ahead and go get this landing done. Alrighty, we are going to need to burn retrograde some more. So let's go ahead and kill some of this horizontal velocity and fall a little bit straighter down. Again, if you want me to go in detail about the landing, I do lander design and piloting as a Kerbal Space Academy session. You are definitely welcome to join me for that, where I'll go into a lot more greater detail over what I'm doing right here. But I will still talk through it. What I'm trying to do is make it so that I'm falling straight down into that little edge. That is where I'm going. You there, available experiments, go away. You bother me, son. Let's go ahead and time warp on down there a little bit and see how Minmus rotates out from under us, if that's what's going to happen. I think we're looking good, actually. In fact, here's another great part of... Oh, Kerbal Engineer! Here's a great thing with Kerbal Engineer, which is not appearing on this craft. Dead blame it. Let's just burn some more so that I go straight down. I'm just trying to get the green X over the white dot. That means that I'm going to be falling straight down for my landing. This craft should also have really, really good thrust to weight. My Kerbal Engineer sense tells me that. There we go. Alright, now I'm falling straight down. Oops, except I was in orbital mode. I need to get the surface mode down there. Let's just burn over a little bit. Now it looks like I'm falling straight down. There we go. That looks good. The good news is the height on the flats is actually datum height. So this is actually my good height. I should have a radar altimeter in here as well. Do I? Yes, there's my radar altimeter telling me that I'm coming down to 1,000 feet. I wonder if I could land this pod with could I land this pod with just IVA view? I'll give it a try for y'all. I'll give it a try for y'all on the next landing. Let's make the first landing correct. Bleeding off that speed. Bleeding off the speed while trying to keep that X straight down. There we go. Where am I at? 190, 1817, 16. We'll go ahead and start to flare for our landing here. If I had engineer, you know that I'd tell you to look at it and see if it says that your thrust to weight is greater than 1.0. But I don't have engineer, so we've got to do it live. There we go. You just keep screwing with the throttle. You don't. I'm too high to be hovering, honestly. Let's cut the engine and fall down a little bit more. 50, 49, 48, 47, 46. Now let's give it some throttle. 30, 20, 10, flare, flare, flare. Less flare. Minmus, jeez. And there we have a landing on Minmus with our field expedient goo container landing legs. I love it. So let's go ahead and observe this materials bay. Excellent. A $1.25 for Minmus's lesser flats. Observe mystery goo. 50 for the mystery goo. Let's do a temperature scan. Log temperature. 40 just for a temperature scan. I love it. Let's do a crew report. Crew report. 25 for that crew report. It's stacking up. EVA. Now, make sure you get this one right. EVA report. Space just above the lesser flats. And you can be in orbit and you can orbit and get this one. However, you can also hang on the ladder. And when you're hanging on the ladder, it still counts you as being in orbit because your Kerbal's not touching the surface. It's like the floor is lava sort of deal. We'll keep that. Let's get on down. And chat, tell me if I have forgot anything else. There's Jeb. EVA report. Oh no, I've actually got to store the other one. Let's go ahead and take a surface sample. 150 for the surface sample. Let's fly back up. Good thing this is Minmus. We don't need ladders. Let's grab it. And let's... Actually, we can just store our experiments. There we go. Well, let's let go again and go on down there and... yes, Jeb, thank you. Having a great old time. Now I need to get the EVA report from the surface of Minmus. That's an extra 40 that we're going to get. And here's one last thing I do. When I'm strip mining Minmus for science, I'm going to do plant flag. And every time I plant a flag, I know I've collected the science from that. However, what is this? This is the lesser flats, isn't it? Yeah, this is a lesser flats SC1. I'm going to have multiple sets of science experiments done. This is going to tell me that I've done the first set of science experiments from the lesser flats. The goo, the science junior, the temperature scan, the surface sample, and the EVA report. So we'll do that. Jeb is good to go. Did I miss anything, chat? Did I miss anything? I can turn off warp. Turn the warp off from science. Yes, I saw that, and I did turn that off. No, I turned the complete thing off. You can land on them, but you work to cover Kerbal over a broken wood. Let's see here. Flare for landing. No, I haven't. Steel Mage, I haven't that. Poison Gold, you want your... I'll show you in the VAB. I'm going to go back and I'm going to put engineer on a new part. I will show you, I'll explain to you specifically in the VAB what we want on that lander. You can land as long as you've got greater than 1.0 thruster weight, but you have to be a lot better at landing. You have to think in ahead. You have to know what's going on. The higher the thrust to weight that you have, the more forgiving your landing can be. So, very, very nicely organized science flag. Thank you. Mitsuchiki, didn't you say that you name things? Yeah, we can actually collect that while we're here. Didn't you say you name things to be useful because you have engineer training as opposed to... It's so annoying. I think I may just turn off science alert, honestly. Grab it. Grab it. I am. I'm just going to turn off science alert. For now, warp settings, alert sound. Oh, I can't just turn it off? I'm just going to turn it off for now. We're going to reset. We're going to return one set, and then we'll turn Science Alert back on to see what we can catch that we missed the first time. So Jeb is on board. Chat, if you didn't tell me what I missed, it's your fault too. That is a lot of power. 5 is a lot of power. What damn planet am I on? I'm about to get source coded. Nice. I collected from the pods. I got that done. I turned that off. I'm on Minmus. Awesome. I think it's the mod. Moons, planets. Really? Interesting. Yeah, low orbit and land. Yep, there you go. We'll see. We'll hope that I'm going to be fine. Is there no X because there's no atmosphere? White Chevy, I definitely think that, let's see here. What was it? Where was your question? I just missed it. Oh, no, I think it's just because Minmus is weird for some reason. It may be something with the atmospheres mod clipping that mod out of the way. It may be that X is drawing underneath the atmosphere for Minmus. I don't know. I have not checked it. Let us continue to go. All right, that's all caught up. Go to a different biome. Smoot, that's exactly what I'm going to do after I get the crew report. Oh, so here's a trick. It says override existing crew report. I must have got one while I was on the way down. And what I can actually do is EVA, take the data until there's no data left, right-click again, store experiments, get back in the pod. Lo and behold, that frees up the crew report so that I can get a crew report from Minmus's Lesser Flats without overriding the existing crew report. I'll do it again when I get to the next biome. The next biome should be right here, because there's a biome on Minmus called the Slopes, and that's why I landed. Look at my map. That's why I landed so close to the edge of the flats here. I can hop over to the slopes right there, and when I hop over to the slopes, I will be able to get a whole nother biome. So let's get that done right quick. Crew report Goobay. I think I got all those. I got the Goobay. Yes, yes, yes. Materials bay. Yeah, oh yeah, I have 2. I've got 2. A materials bay and a goo report on one side, a materials bay and a goo report for the other side. This lander on a single fuel tank in these OP-48 engines, 7S engines, can do 2 biomes per trip. So let's hop over to the next thing. Which way is that? Straight south? Yeah, we'll just go straight south. F5 for safety. I was deciding whether or not I wanted to do the F5 or the Alt F5. Let's go straight south. Let's go to the next biome. We don't have to get going too high. We're just going to fly over there. A little bit of a ballistic trajectory here. Burn it, and then let myself go. And all I want to do is land off of the flats. I can check it by looking at my crew report, and it should say crew report while flying over the slopes. Oh, geez. Oh, well. Jeb can do an Minmus ollie here. Quick, Jeb! Get your parts! Take the data, store the data, store the data. No, store the data. Store the data. Okay. Get back on. Whatever, just get on board. I don't know what I just dumped. I'm not going to worry about it because we're about to crash into the flats. Now I can do this. That's interesting. I wonder what I dumped. Crew report while in space near Minmus. Okay, that's not going to help us. It must be EVA report to see what biome you're over. Don't try this at home. Minmus's Midlands. If I'm over the Midlands, that means I've already missed the slopes. Oh well, get back on board and land the craft, Jeb. So let's just go ahead and come on in for a landing. Again, I'm just going to kill all of my horizontal velocity. Stop. Until I'm falling just about straight down. Because I only want to deal with one variable at a time, right? I only want to deal... There we go. I don't want to be dealing with both of those variables at once, especially if I'm new to landing. More advanced landing, once you get good at it... There's my shadow, that's good. Once you get good at landing, you don't have to worry about that. For intro to landers, lander piloting 101, I like to teach having that going straight down because it removes the horizontal vector. It removes the horizontal velocity. You just have to worry about landing straight down at the right speed, which is 12 meters per second for this craft. Again, this is going to be a little bit higher of a landing, and I'm just going to watch that shadow. Let's throttle down a little bit so I can fall a little bit faster. And then I'm going to flare right at the end. Just watching my shadow. Then I'm going to flare. I'm going to flare. When I say flare, you see I'm just tumping the throttle up, right? Oops, don't hover. That's a waste of fuel. 1.5, 1.6, 1.432. There we go. Excellent. So now we can do our other experiments. Collect materials. from the Midlands. Okay. I missed the slopes, apparently. Observe the mystery grew. Mystery grew. Okay. Get a temperature scan. Oops. Get a temperature scan from this side. That's interesting. I didn't collect the temperature. There we go. 40 science just to see what the temperature is. Jeb, EVA. Can I do the crew report actually first? Crew report. Got it. Excellent. EVA Jeb. Again, EVA report while over the Midlands. I think we already have that aboard the ship, but that's okay. Let's store it. Why won't it let me store it? Not all items could be stored. I must already have a copy of that on there. Yeah, I must already have a copy on there.